Hello, you're watching India Today. I'm Akshita Nandagopal, and here's a look at the top stories we're tracking from South India. Schools won't reopen in Karnataka this month. BSY government passes order as COVID cases rise at an alarming rate in Karnataka. Parts of Karnataka completely deluged as heavy rains lash state. Udupi, Dakshina Kannada worst affected. Rescue teams work round the clock to help those stranded. Political row over Jagan's Tirupati visit escalates. TDP claims declaration rule waived for Andhra CM. TDD denies the report. As IPL kicks off, Andhra Police bust betting racket. 3 arrested for betting on CSK versus MI match in Vijayawada. An Andhra cop earns praise after risking his own life to save patients in a COVID hospital in Kadapa. The Unlock 4.0 guidelines kick off across the country today, and the Karnataka government has prohibited class 9 to 12 students from visiting schools and pre-university colleges to meet teachers in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. After initially giving a go-ahead for partial reopening of schools in Karnataka, the state government has rolled back its decision and said that students are not allowed to visit schools or pre-university colleges from today. The new notification states that no regular classes will be conducted in the state, and therefore students of classes 9 to 12 have been barred from visiting schools. This comes as cases in Karnataka continue to soar, with over 8,000 cases of coronavirus being reported in the last 24 hours alone.
Central government has given SOP to reopen the schools, but unfortunately government of Karnataka just in the last moment passing a circular stating that we will not open the school. Somewhere in the background of COVID, government schools are functioning within its classrooms, and it is being discriminated between private and aided schools. This is somewhere, it is a conspiracy between the department and the private and aided schools. We condemn this move. We also demand Education Minister stop Vidyagama. Even they are the students and they are also under threat. If the private school children are under threat of the COVID, then naturally even the government school children are also in the threat. So please stop Vidyagama.
And heavy rains have deluged several parts of Karnataka. After red alert was issued for heavy rains, the southwest monsoon wreaked havoc in many areas. Heavy rains lashed the coastal belt since Saturday and flooded several low-lying areas, particularly in Udupi and Dakshina Kannada districts. This also caused extensive damage to public and private properties. Rainwater entered several homes, especially in Udupi district. NDRF team has been sent to Mangaluru, and the government has rushed disaster response force personnel for rescue operations. There's no respite in sight as the Met Department has said the heavy rains could continue in Malnad, coastal regions, and a few interior as well as northern districts for the next few days. Dakshina Kannada and Uttara Kannada are also bearing the brunt of these torrential rains. Kodagu, Chikmagaluru, Shivamogga, Hassan, they've all been in fact deluged. In North Karnataka, parts like Vijaypura, Raichur, Kalaburgi, Bidar have all been hit hard by the heavy rains. Over to news from Andhra Pradesh. Tirumala Tirupati temple is at the centre of a massive political controversy. This after reports that the temple committee has decided to make an exception for Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Jagan Mohan Reddy. The committee will reportedly not insist on making a traditional declaration on his religion when he visits the temple on September 28th. The rule in the temple is that any non-Hindu has to sign a declaration saying that he or she believes in Lord Venkateshwara, and Jagan, being a Christian, has to sign the same. The TTD chief, the Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam chief, who happens to be Jagan's uncle, has dismissed these reports. Former Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu said that the temple's traditions should not be changed for a non-believer, a reference to Jagan being Christian. The TDP chief says that a spiritual breach would bring evil upon the land and its people. The BJP has also cried foul, alleging that the Andhra government is intentionally trying to hurt Hindu sentiments.
I never said that. People coming from other communities, other religious people, they need not give declaration. That word I have not used at all. I have used it only in the context of present Chief Minister coming and without giving declaration, he can come and have darshan and seek the blessings of Lord Venkateshwara. This is not the first time he is coming. He has come earlier also many times. While he was as opposition leader, he has come. At that time, he has not given declaration.
When he is going, his uncle, who is the present trust board chairman, to facilitate him, he doesn't want to sign that he has got the belief. If he has got the belief, nothing wrong in signing. He has removed that rule. If someone is having that feeling at his heart, that is enough. There need not be any declaration. And he has changed the rule, which is highly objectionable. It can't be tolerated.
Now, there's a lot of speculation on V.K. Sashikala's release from the Parappana Agrahara Central Prison in Bengaluru. She was convicted, remember, in the disproportionate assets case. Sashikala's legal team has said that she could be out by the end of this month, but an RTI reply stated that Sashikala will be out only in January 2021. But that's still months before the Tamil Nadu state elections. TTV Dinakaran headed to Delhi on Sunday to meet with Sashikala's legal team and to discuss the way ahead and what the strategy will be when they apply for early release. He's back in Chennai now, but we hear that there has been a strategy that's been mapped out on exactly how to take things forward with regards to Sashikala's release. Her legal team and her lawyer, while speaking to us, said that she will be released by the end of this month using her remission for good behavior.
She is eligible for 3 days per month as per the Karnataka prison manual, which is called ordinary remission. As far as that manual is concerned, nowhere it has stated under Prevention of Corruption Act, any person, convicted person, is not eligible for ordinary remission. It says any prisoner is eligible for ordinary remission under good conduct for 3 days per month. She has crossed 43 months till September 2020. So 3 days into 43 months, she is gaining 129 days. Then she would be coming by the month of September 2020.
The Vijayawada City Police, under instructions of, in fact, the top cop of Vijayawada, busted an IPL cricket match betting racket and arrested 3 persons along with their full operational equipment for this racket. The men were betting on the Chennai Super Kings versus Mumbai Indians match, which was the IPL opener. The police has also put out a request now, particularly to students, to not indulge in betting as it is illegal, and they will be taken into custody if they bet with money. And that's it from me in this video. We'll continue getting you all the latest news from South India. I'm leaving you with this visual from Andhra Pradesh. This is from Kadapa, where amid heavy rains and deluge in several districts, this sub-inspector, his visuals have gone viral. He saved over 50 patients from a COVID hospital. All coronavirus patients were rescued from this hospital as the people, including the cop, waded in knee-deep water to bring them to safety.